Hi students, welcome to VerandaRace. Today the session has started at 1 p.m. Some technical issues were there, but now it has been sorted. And we have started the session for 11 a.m. 1 p.m. The session was supposed to be at 11 a.m. but now it is at 1 p.m. So let us start the session. ESIC based question. 25 questions for you. Let us start. Okay. So, multiple error type of questions. So, first question is 6 persons, including 3 children of a family and a security guard, was stabbed to death in early hours of Saturday in the Dwarka area of Delhi. So, 6 persons, including 3 children of a family. And so what we have to do is, it's a multiple error type of question, in which a sentence may have multiple errors. Fine. So 6 persons should be there, 6 persons. So A has an error. So which were stabbed. So the error is in A and C in early hours of Saturday in the Dwarka. So A and C have an error. So answer would be both A and C. So basically we have to find which parts have error. So A and C have error because 6 persons, including 3 children of a family and a security guard, were stabbed to death in the early hours of Delhi in the Dwarka area of Delhi, of Saturday in the Dwarka area of Delhi. So both A and C have errors. Next question. Mr. Modi hailed the changes and stressed that the entire country would benefit from the changes that were, it should be that were brought in during the meeting of the GST Council held in New Delhi on Friday. So error is in part C for sure, but let us check A once again. Mr. Modi hailed the changes and stressed. No error in this part. Both A and C, yeah, both A and C was correct. Correct, Muthu. 6 persons, correct. Were stabbed, correct. Only C is correct answer, Muthu. Only C is correct answer. Only C will be the correct answer. Clear. Very, very good, very good. Moving ahead to the next part. Urging India to take up greater global security role, Ukraine has been asked for Indian peacekeepers to help contain the conflict with Russia in the eastern part of the country. Okay. Urging India to take up greater security role, no error in A. Ukraine has been asked by Indian peacekeepers. So B has an error 100%. So only this can be the possible answer. Okay. Hailed means when you say he hailed the changes means brought about the changes. Brought about the changes means hailed. Because if something hails another thing means it brings about that thing. Hailed means that, bringing about. So we say existence of something is hailing. Causing something or existence of something. So when you cause something, it is basically hailing so that thing. Okay. Hail the changes means he initiated or caused the changes. That will be the best answer for that. Okay. When the family was asked about the speculation, that one of the motive behind the murders. Okay. When the family was asked about the speculation that one of the motive behind the murders could be property dispute, they broke its silence and rubbished the allegation. Okay. When the family was asked about the speculation, no error in this, that one of the motives, it should be motives, one of the motives. So B has an error. So only one option is like that, B and D. Let's check. They broke their silence. It will be their silence. So error is both B and D. Both B and D will be the correct answer. Why they broke their silence? Because it talks about the family as a plural entity. Because we have written they also here. See, they has been written over here. So both B and D will be the correct answer. Not only D, but both B and D. Because it should be one of the motives. Clear? How to increase vocabulary? Hailed meaning. Okay. Uh, Not an apt question to write now. Maybe at the end of the session I'll tell you. Remember your question. How to increase vocabulary. Okay. Next, moving ahead. Mr. Sharma said that the family had been living there since years. Mr. Sharma said that the family had been living there since years before the partition. So it should be 4 years. 4 years duration, because after 4 duration is there, and is one of the first families to have settled at the area and own several properties. So B and D will be the correct answer. B and D, both B and D will be the correct answer. Okay, moving ahead to the next question. Now we have close test. We were coming out of the music hall quite pleased with the concert. We thought it was a very fine performance. We thought so till we noticed the talkative man in our dash. In our midst. It will be midst. Why midst and why not amidst? So the talkative man was speaking amidst the people, would have been correct, but we say in our midst. Midst means in our middle basically, but middle cannot be used over here. Middle is basically between two people is middle. Midst means among various people somebody is standing in midst. Cannot be the center as well. Center is something which is the cynosure, the point of attraction of everyone, or point where everyone is looking at. So in our midst, R is basically is a possessive determiner. R is a possessive determiner. So it must be followed by a noun. So amidst is an adverb in that case. Around is a preposition. Middle is again a kind of adverb in this case, but midst is basically a noun, you see. Midst is a noun. Standing in our midst. So here it should be, midst will be the correct answer. D is the correct answer. Standing in our midst, Wonder correct. He looked as though he had been in a torture chamber. So after the music concert, he came out, the talkative man came out, and he looked as though he had been in a torture chamber. We looked at him sourly. Sourly means what? In a bad taste, and remarked, we suppose you are one of those great men who believe that South Indian music died 100 years ago. Ago will be the best answer. So we looked at him sourly and remarked, we suppose you are the one of those great men who believe that the South Indian music died 100 years ago, or were you at that any time hobnobbing with all our ancient musicians and composers? Hobnobbing means having collusion, having illegal relationships with politicians or criminals. That's known as hobnobbing. Kind of flattery also. So, or were you at that hobnobbing with our ancient musicians? So basically flattery would be the best description of hobnobbing. Hobnobbing with someone. Having collusions, having nexus with bad people. And composers, the only reason many persons like you for thinking that all modern singing is childish. And we'll move to C number. Or were you at the same time hobnobbing with our ancient musicians and composers? The only reason many persons like you have for thinking that all modern singing is childish. And so childish is like insane means mad, inactive means who is not active, childlike is like not childish. Childlike means like a child, as cute as a child. Youthful is not the apt word, so inane would be the correct word. Inane means like childish, foolish. Inane means stupid and foolish. Or are you the one of those restless dash D? D should be like forecasters, predictors, doomsayers, astrologers, theorists. Or are you one of those restless dash who can never hear a song without splitting into atoms? So predictors, forecasters, doomsayers, all are similar words, astrologers. Only word different is theorists. Theorist means one who has a certain belief in a particular theory. So are you one of those restless theorists who can never hear a song without splitting it into atoms? So it will be theorists. Theorist will be the correct answer. Clear? A, no, it will be theorist. A, I think you say telling about the previous question. No. Wonder, it is in the previous C number will be inane and D number would be theorists. Then the talkative man said, none of these. Answer the talkative man. I'm just a simple creature who knows what he is talking about. I know something of music, perhaps just a little more than anyone else here, and that is why I am dashed to see the level to which the taste has sunk. So I am dashed to see. I am incited means instigated, angry. Instilled means to fix by repetition, inculcate. Horrified, appreciated, predicted. This is not wrong. No, not correct. So horrified is the perfect answer. So that is why I am horrified to see the level to which the taste has sunk. So horrified means like shocked. Shocked is the best word for horrified. Shocked. Horrified. So now we have reading comprehension question, then we have rearrangement, and then we have sentence improvement as well. So let us do the reading comprehension later on. We'll come back to it. We have like 5 questions of reading comprehension. We'll do it later on. Let's solve para jumbles, okay? So how to solve this kind of question, which is a part of an extra. I took this passage from Malgudi days. So let us try to solve this question. See, if we look at the overall question, we see that it's written such jubilation. E has such jubilation. So where are people jubilating basically? So E says history holds few records of such jubilation as was witnessed on that day from the Himalayas to Cape Cameron. Our municipal council caught the inspiration. See, C says they swept the streets, cleaned the drains, and hoisted flags all over the place. Their hearts warmed up while the procession of flags and music passed through their streets. So C, E is a very good pair. C, E. So now the first sentence. C, we have found out C is a correct pair. Now we'll see. For years, people were not aware of the existence of a municipality in Malgudi. So I think B will be the first sentence. So B is the first sentence because it doesn't look like a first sentence, but out of these 5 sentences, B is the first sentence. So for years, people were not aware of the existence of a municipality in Malgudi. The town was none the worse for it. Diseases, if they started, ran their course and disappeared. For even diseases must end someday.